More than 90% of your traffic isn't ready to buy or call you just yet. Contractors, almost everybody that's going to your website is just checking things out. They're not ready to do this scary thing and pick up the phone or go to your website and fill out the free bid, free consult, free request form just yet. They're trying to figure out what they want to do with their project. They're trying to decide who should I even take that step with. And so what we're going to talk about here in just a minute is how you take people who are in that checking things out, researching, not really sure if they're ready to take action yet, and turn those people that are just checking things out to actual leads you can do something with. We're going to leverage that using what we call lead magnets. And this may be a term that you've heard, maybe not, but we're going to show you how to do this. Welcome back to another week of how we help you get more leads, close more deals, and improve your profitability without spending extra time on marketing or advertising. We're going to show you how this all works. And if you'd like, be able to give you a free tool to help you build your lead magnet to help you get more leads from your existing traffic to your website. So let's jump in and get going. So this actually, it was inspired by a interview I just wrapped up with my Contractors Who Care podcast, where this is a guy that is doing really well with his business, but he just knows he could be getting more from his existing traffic. And so we wanted to say, well, hey, let's help you do that. And so I'll show you an example because not everybody is ready to go right away. So here's the example. If I do a search for basement remodel in Greenbow, Alabama, shout out Forrest Gump, then let's see who comes up and let's see if these guys are doing this. It looks like we've got Elm Construction. So if I click on there, here's their site. And it takes me to, let's see, let's show the website first. So great. Seems like they do good work. Chances are a pretty decent size remodeler. And if you scroll down, usually I like to see a quick tap to call, get the people to fill out the form and they take action right away. But like we talked about, not everybody's ready to go. These are pretty high-end projects. These are projects that likely aren't happening because someone's decided one day, I'm gonna do this right now and make it happen. There's usually some research and stuff. That's what we want to be able to do, is provide a way for people who are thinking about this to take the next steps. One of the things I like about what I saw as I researched this is they have a budget guide. So it's kind of that idea, but we want to be able to help take it to the next step. So if someone's trying to think about, well, hey, I want to do this big project, having a budget guide would be helpful. So here's where I think we could jump in and create a really good lead magnet for them. I like how they're answering some key questions. How much will it cost? What contributes to the cost? Give me a ballpark. And then they show a couple of different examples. Complete remodel versus a facelift. And they show in their markets, they're saying it's either 80K or 105. What I'd like to be able to do next, well, we can turn this into something where people, if that's all they see and they bounce, or they're not sure, or they still have got a longer time they're going to need to make their decision, let's help them make that easy. Let's give them ways to be able to understand which of those two is right for them. A great way to be able to help, maybe, again, get some email addresses or phone numbers from that would be to say, hey, if you're not sure which one you want, or if you need some help deciding which one's going to fit with your budget or your timeline or your home, grab our kitchen remodel guide, our kitchen remodel planning guide, and we'll send it over to you. So here's some examples. If you're not sure how to approach that, I've got a tool to be able to help you do that. Here is the template. And so this is the lead magnet builder framework. Rules for an effective lead magnet. Okay, shout out to Herbosi for his initial definition I will borrow from here, which is you want to provide a complete solution to a narrowly defined problem. So in the example I just showed you, this might be someone who, again, the specific problem is, I'm not sure if I want to do a full remodel or just a facelift. So here's the guide. Let's make sure we give value up front to build trust. There's going to be value later. Again, we're doing this for free so we can get their email address and be able to help connect with them and nurture them and guide them through the process over time. So let's pick out our specific problem and help build value into it. We're going to map out the goals, the outcomes. What's the next step after they've gotten their guide? What's the next thing we want to have happen? If you're not sure what to come up with, what to say, or what to put inside your lead magnet for your homeowners, think about what's the ideal project you want to fill your schedule with. What's really the ones you like to get so much more? I know there's a lot of things, if you're watching this, you can probably do for your clients or your homeowners. What is it that you'd love to be able to get more of? Let's create a solution to help them solve the next step before they decide they're ready to pick someone to choose. A lot of times it's, hey, well, let's give them some answers to the frequently asked questions. What are the things that people tend to need to know the answers to as they're deciding if I'm going to do a full remodel or a facelift? And then after we get through that list of questions, let's get to people know about FAQs. I like to help take the next step, which is the QSAs, the questions they should be asking. There's a lot more in the guide that'll show you what you do next, but I wanted to at least give you a place to start as you go to create your magnet, because what you'll be able to find is this is going to be able to help give people the useful information they need to move further down the process. And rather than make that decision based on information you share, rather than getting it from a competitor or from the internet or somewhere else. So the idea, guys, as you're putting this together is let's find a way we can put something that ends up getting delivered either as a PDF, or maybe it's a series of videos, or maybe it's, again, just a one pager that is going to help someone get closer to making their decision. We're trying to compress the amount of time it takes for someone to decide if they're going to move forward with their project or when they're going to move forward with their project. If you know that typically it takes someone 6 months, let's see if we can't turn that into 6 weeks. If it usually takes a month or two, let's see if we can get it just a few days. But so that's really the lens I want you to use as you're trying to decide what should we put in this thing that we're going to send, and how can we help someone get just that next micro step towards deciding, okay, I'm ready to get this thing done and finally stop putting this off and finally actually have my home the way I want it to. So if you want to copy the guide, just drop a lead magnet in the comments. We'll send it over to you and be able to help you walk through exactly how to turn everything that you've got from an idea into something that you can actually use to get the leads that you want from, again, your website or even on your social media pages, where someone can go and say, hey, I actually like to get that cool free thing. So let me grab that so I can, again, get people that are now on your list and you can start to market to and reach, versus having to have them just go to your website, said I'm not ready to call, and then leave. You'll get more volume that way and get more benefit from the traffic you're already getting without having to spend any extra money on ads. We will see you next week.